Hi guys! Welcome back to another video with me, the Electrical Latina. The question of today is, can an e-bike replace your car? Do you want to liven up your routine, or are you simply sick of being stuck in traffic all day? Perhaps you want to replace your car entirely, or at the very least reduce the amount of time you spend in your car. Choosing between an e-bike and a car may appear complicated, but I'm here to explain why it isn't. If you're thinking about replacing your car with an e-bike but aren't sure, then make sure that you stay till the end of this video because I will be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of each mode of transportation. Today, I will be interviewing my friend Anthony, who doesn't own a car and rides an e-bike as his primary mode of transportation. But before we dive in, let's roll the intro! Let's talk about the advantages of an e-bike over a car. Number one, they're just fun to use. E-bikes provide unparalleled freedom. Number two, it saves you money. In the long run, an e-bike is way cheaper than a car. Number three, it improves your health. Most e-bikes have pedal assist, so you can choose how little or how much you exercise. Also, for people that are not able to ride a traditional bike, they may be able to ride an e-bike. Number four, avoiding traffic. One of the main advantages of e-bikes is that you don't have to be stuck in heavy traffic. And number five, they're environmentally friendly. It only takes pennies to recharge the battery of an e-bike instead of dollars to fill up a tank of gas. The benefits of a car over an e-bike. Number one, it's range. Of course, you can go way longer distances in a single tank of gas than with a small battery in an e-bike. Number two, they're just comfier, right? You have your plush seats, which you can just recline, be all comfy. And number three is the speed limits. You can go way faster in a car versus an e-bike. Let's talk about the disadvantages of owning an e-bike instead of a car. Number one, it's going to be, most e-bikes are single occupancy vehicles, so you can take one or two people at the most. There's a solution to this. You can attach a trailer or get yourself a cargo e-bike. Number two would be safety concerns. You know, there's additional vulnerability when you're riding an e-bike over a car in traffic. Disadvantages of a car over an e-bike. Number one, talk about maintenance. Brakes, tires, coolant, car insurance is expensive, interest rate on your loans. Number two, no exercise. You're not gonna get any exercise when you're driving a car. And number three, parking. There's practically never an issue having to park an e-bike over a car. Hi, Anthony.
Hello.
Can you tell us why you've decided to ride an electric e-bike instead of your car as your primary mode of transportation?
Sure. So for me, getting an e-bike was out of necessity. I work late night in the music and bar industry, and I was trying to get a ride home after work using rideshare like Uber and Lyft. But the surge prices were double and triple sometimes, basically costing $40 and $50 a night. And I just couldn't afford to keep paying that. So I started looking at options and found e-bikes and did a bunch of research, and that's what I ended up going with.
Could you please describe to us how a normal day looks for you?
Sure. I charge the bike overnight and have a 10-mile commute each day. So I ride 20 miles a day, 5 days a week.
Wow.
And I do ride 4 seasons. So I have winter gear and rain gear. And yeah, I can pretty much ride most times. I mean, if it's like below zero or, a blizzard, I don't ride in those conditions.
Sure.
But if there's, just a little snow on the ground or, even in single digits for temperature, I can ride in pretty cold temperature. I mean, it's like a 25-minute ride. Even if it is cold, I'm not cold for very long. But
Makes sense.
I do have like a nice Codura coat and overpants and wool socks and waterproof boots and all that stuff. So
Sure.
makes it pretty comfy most days.
You have to be super prepared for all seasons. And I would think that, you know, living in Denver, right? It's like, yes, you get the four seasons, but I still consider them to be a little bit more in the mild side, right? Versus like super harsh, like you would get close to the line with Canada, states like that.
Sure, or like Midwest winters are more harsh. I think that an e-bike can still get you through the majority of those conditions, but you know, some people deal with more ice on the roads than we do. And stuff like that. But pretty much any wet conditions and most snowy conditions, I ride. I do put city tires on, slicks for the spring through fall, and then winter I put more of like a knobby off-road tire on, just so when it does snow, I've got a little more traction, you know.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, thanks, Anthony. Do you think that you'll ever get a car?
I've thought about it. I mean, I don't have a car even before the e-bike. I did cycling through the city, bicycles and stuff, and public transportation, kind of a mix between the two. So I don't really, I never really had a plan for having a car. When I moved here, I had one, but I sold it within like a year of moving here. So for me, it's more of like you know, choosing over public transportation and cycling and such. And the e-bike has really made that an even better decision.
Who do you think should replace their car with an e-bike?
Excellent question. There's a lot of people that should consider replacing their car with an e-bike. It depends on your lifestyle and you know, just what your needs are for a vehicle. But I can tell you that, you know, going to the grocery store, picking up your kid from soccer practice, commuting to work. A lot of these things can be done with an e-bike and don't require a car. Now, if you have a big family, 5 kids, you know, or you know, 2 or 3 kids, more than just one, you might need a van. You might need you know, a vehicle that can carry more people, or just buy more e-bikes for the family, right?
You know, and I like having 2 perspectives, right? Like the one coming from you as using an e-bike as your main mode of transportation, and then for me it's different. So like he explained, right? It depends on your lifestyle. So I have 2 dogs, and I need a car because I love taking them places. And sometimes too, like my commute, like my office is really far, so sometimes it just doesn't, for the sake of time, right? I need to take my car, but when I can, I do commute to the office with either an e-bike or an e-scooter. And but yeah, like, you know, trips to the groceries, like for storage, like we'll be making videos on like all kinds of accessories, you know, baskets and everything for storage, because I think that's a big part of like how an e-bike can replace your car. So yeah, I think that's it. Anthony, do you need to add something else?
Just want to say thanks for watching this far, and you know, we just want to help you determine whether or not an e-bike can help you out.
Absolutely, and thank you for your time. After giving this some careful thought, e-bikes may not wholly replace cars, but they can certainly diminish their use. There are so many sorts of e-bikes out in the market that with a little bit of research, you can discover one that may tempt you out of your car now and again. Get in touch with me today to learn more about how I can assist you in finding the best e-bike for you.